final stages, narrowing down jurors to the last 18, gearing up for opening statements in Michael Jackson's manslaughter trial, slated to start next week. No surprise, this trial, they call it the new trial of the century. It's going to focus on drugs, drug abuse, who gave what to whom, when, and why, and how. Did Michael Jackson kill himself, or did Dr. Conrad Murray kill the king of pop? Okay, I want to introduce my fantastic panel. Debra Opri, we had her here a little bit earlier, and Jim Moret, chief correspondent Inside Edition. Let's put a three-shot up because guess what, people? This is like a reunion in a way. Yeah. The three of us covered the Michael Jackson child molestation trial. Yeah. In fact, Jim, you were right next to me.
Right next the whole time.
And you made me
You're
laugh.
as loud in person as you are on TV.
I was always with the Jackson family coming in and going out.
Yeah, exactly. And we survived that, and now we are here back again for the same. It's really interesting because it's kind of like we're in the Michael Jackson vortex for now a couple of decades.
With sadness.
Yeah, yeah, obviously. Yeah. I mean, it's sad, but we want to get to the crux of this entire case, and that is, if you are an addict, and I have the dubious honor of being a recovering alcoholic with 16 years of sobriety, and I can tell you that you're not supposed to take any drugs unless absolutely life and death. I don't even gargle with mouthwash. So why is it that this Dr. Conrad Murray is prescribing all of these drugs? The search warrant affidavit, he had tons of drugs, not just propofol in his system.
I'm going to say this. This doctor got a hold of a lot of propofol, which is supposed to be administered in a hospital with a 24-hour watch, a nurse, at least. He got a hold of the propofol, which was sent to his girlfriend's home. I think a Taiwanese doctor or pharmacist is going to testify to that. And the bottom line is this. He could get a hold of the drugs, and he obviously, for whatever reason, made them available to a one-time proclaimed addict. Michael Jackson, a great talent, there is no secret. He had great difficulty sleeping. And if he hired a doctor for whatever reason, he entrusted himself on there. So what are the layers of analysis for lawyers? You're looking at the access to the drugs.
I say that this case is really like a Shakespearean tragedy. It's the intersection of a guy with a very serious addiction problem and insomnia.
Dead end.
With a doctor who desperately needs money because Dr. Conrad Murray had a lot of money problems. Listen, one Google search and you can figure out that Michael Jackson's an addict. When he's being offered $150,000 a month to treat Jackson, anybody could do the math about what Jackson really
you really don't know what you just tapped into. One Google search, that is the jury consultant's job today, to go into the Google searches and find out what buttons to push to get him convicted and to get him acquitted. To get him convicted, you have to push.
Is that what you call a segue?
Well, if you're segueing there, but the bottom line is this. If this guy is sold as a doctor who was for sale, I mean, if I was going to prosecute this case, I'd say this guy was for sale. He forgot his medical license, his code, and if I was trying to get him off, I'd build up the addiction of Michael Jackson, which I don't think it's going to fly. I think he will get convicted.
Now, both of you, I want to ask you. We covered the Michael Jackson child molestation trial.
And I said
we all saw the craziness there. We had rocks thrown at us. We were screamed at. Not you, but
not me.
I was with the Jackson family.
They threw rocks at me, okay? Do you think it's going to be that crazy this time around?
No, I don't.
Michael's not here.
And I also think that a lot of people, like the caller, tap into something very critical. We want to hold our doctors to a high standard.
Yes, we do. And you know, when Michael Jackson died, I think everyone knows where they were, what they were doing.
That's true.
And this is how big this trial will be, but it's going to be about the trial of a doctor maybe who went bad, who was for sale. And if they can keep the emphasis on that, terrific.
All right. Predictions. Your prediction, Debra Opri, about this case?
Listen, I called it right with the Michael Jackson trial in 2005. I said he would get acquitted on all counts. I think Dr. Murray will get convicted because he is a professional, and I think he sold his license, in my opinion.
I think we've seen overcharging in the past in other cases. I do not think this case is overcharged.
It's only one charge.
I know that, but I think guilty.
You think guilty. Here's my concern. One charge of involuntary manslaughter. If they create reasonable doubt, he walks. Should they have had backup charges?